In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys things I wished I had known before playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, because these things will really help in your playthrough. Now, there are quite a few things that I'm going to go over, so let's just get into it without any further ado. So you'll be dropped off in the town of Troskovitz, and you don't have anything, so what you need to do right away is look for the scribe. The scribe is located right here, and there's always a guard. So that's the pillory right there, and that is where the scribe is. You can see it on your compass as well. And if you come in here through this door, close this door and open this door, close it again, crouch, and right here, so you can rob this. There will be items over here which you can also rob. You can rob this as well. You can rob this right here. This, I believe, has about 24 or 25 groshens. There are items right here which you can rob, like this right here. As you can see, the value of it is 34 groshens. And this guy is just busy in his work. Once you rob all of these things, I think there's something right here which you can rob as well. Yeah, common sword sketch. Look at the price on that one, 300. So rob all these things, get out of here. Now, they might detect that you stole, which is fine. You'll just be wanted in this town for a little while. You can always fast forward time and like this, you know, and the wanted level goes away after, I believe, like 3-4 days. It depends on how bad the crime is, but it'll go away. So you now have at least 30 groshens. You also have some items which you can sell to... Actually, let me get off the horse, because at this point you won't have a horse, so let me not use anything that you won't have. So when you come out and you come over here, right, this sign right here means merchant. Now, this guy will buy anything. I mean, there are obviously many merchants as well, but there are specific merchants which will buy specific items. This guy will buy anything. So come to him, talk to him, and he will buy anything. Go over to sell, and anything you want to sell him, he will buy. Now, you can sell him stolen goods. He'll just pay less for it. Now, in order for the goods to not be stolen, you can come to this hut right here. I've found this little hut. It's right here on the map. You can go there. No one will bother you there. That's the thing. If you fast forward time out in the open and they detect that you have thieved, then they will arrest you. So that's why it's important that you come here, and you can actually sleep here as well. No one will bother you. But basically, you need to fast forward time. When you do that, the items will no longer be stolen, and you can go to that guy and sell them. And now you should have 50, 60 more groshens than you need, basically. Once you have that, basically, come up north. I'll zoom out a little. All of this you might not be able to see, but this is a Trotsky Castle, and this is Takov or Tachov, I don't know how to say it. Come over here to this place. There's a task which you need to do here as well with the blacksmith, so you'll need to come to this area anyways. So when you come here, Radovan, the blacksmith, you'll have a chat with him. Once you have a lovely chat with him, he'll teach you how to make the sword and everything. He'll give you a room for free as well, which is right next to that place. I'll show you right here is where the room is, and you can just go in there. Nope, this is not the one. Sorry. I just went into his house. This right here, the door should be open. If it's not, you can just open it. And guess what? It gives you a chest. Now, all chests which you own, meaning chests that are next to your bed, are linked. So anything that you put in here, anything at all, right? All these items that I'm putting in here, any other chest on any part of the map that I have, which is right next to the bed that I own, which is right there, I can go there, open it, and in found, these items will be there. And this is an amazing feature because your player cannot carry too many items. I mean, it can, but you can't sprint and stuff like that. So it's important that you save things like this in here. You can also find a blacksmith kit and some like leather apron and armor's kit. These things will come in really handy. But come back here and let's get back on task. We got distracted here. This video is already long and I'm making it extra long, just the way your mom likes it. Anyways, so, oh no, where's he gone? Oh, there he is. Oh, there are those guys fighting, so that's why. Anyways, you talk to him, basically. You can't because he's busy watching the fight. But you talk to him, you trade with him. Yeah, come down here, trade. Sure. And if you come down here, you can buy lockpicks. So he has lockpicks. He also has a dagger, which comes in handy with stealth kills. But there they are. They're 12.7, but this depends on your reputation. But you'll have more than enough to buy 2. You can buy 2 of these I have plenty of those, so I'm not going to buy them, but you should buy at least 2. If you can't afford 2, that's fine too. 1 should be enough. Just be careful. I'll show you how exactly to go about it.
I'd like to do something about that price.
And you can sell him stuff too like that. As I'm selling him stuff, you can haggle. You should always haggle. That's the max amount of money he has, so I'm going to try to get that from him, and he's agreed. So basically I have looted him. Because look, now if you try to trade with him, there's something that you need to know as well, so that's what I'm showing you. If you look at the bottom trader, it says 0 now because I've taken all his money. But don't worry, in a day or 2 max, he'll have more money for you because he needs time to sell the items that he bought from you, and then you'll have more money. Once you've done that, go on the map. So that's Takov. Let's zoom out a little. That's Trusky Castle. This is Troskovitz. You might only have this and Takov because you went to Takov, but on the west is Zhelov or whatever it's called. And then if you come down here, southwest, so below Troskovitz, and a little to the left right here, it's called Semin, the area. You might not have this area, and you'll see this little stable right here. There's the horse there as well. I've been there, so that's why that's there. For you, it might not be there, so just put a marker right here and go to it. You can see it on your compass. Can you? Oh, there are too many items, so you can't see it, but you'll be able to see it, and just go there. All right, and I'll meet you over there. So now that you are here, come over here to this place, right? You've put the marker down. It's right here. This is what it looks like. Go through this area right here, and if you come here down to the stables, there will be a guy standing here right here. But first, come here and look for the gray horse. So remember the gray horse in the prologue that Henry was riding? That's Henry's horse, and he will be here. Its name is Pebbles. If you played KCD1, you know that Pebbles is his horse. If you haven't, then there you go. I told you. It's a gray horse. Just walk up to the horse, and as you can see at the bottom right, it'll tell you the name. If it's Pebbles, that's the horse, all right? Henry will make a remark about it as well, that, oh, that's his horse and all that good stuff. Come here, chat to him about Pebbles. He'll ask you for about 150 to 160 groshens, in this case 160. Don't pay it, all right? Instead, come here outside of the castle and just wait, all right? So now take the time travel to 24 hours, basically 12 o'clock, midnight, right? Because that's when most people go to sleep. Wait for that prick who got your horse, and I was selling it to you for 150 or 60 groshens.
Silly doggy.
You can come in here and check that he's sleeping with his wife as well. Just crouch, be as quiet as possible, make sure nobody's here watching you, and then this is the door. Lockpick, very easy. Now, the way you pick locks is you basically find the sweet spot, which when this glows gold, that's it, and then you press the LT or L2 on PlayStation. It'll be unlocked. Look around. Nobody saw you, nobody heard you. Open it up. Be careful. Close the door after you so nobody sees you. Sneak in here. You got to pick this as well, and there's the gold, and boom. Now I can actually show you a trick. I should have showed you a trick. You might have seen it in this moment as well. The closer the gold spot or the hot spot or the whatever spot, sweet spot is to the center, the easier it will be. Now every time you lockpick, you can just back out if it's too far to the side, and when you get it close, you can just back out. You can do this as many times as possible. It does not affect the lockpicks or anything like that. And when you get it close to the sweet spot, then do it. It'll be very easy. But you can open this and come here and steal from this guy, because this guy is a prick. Right? Now the way you rob is hold the A or X button, and it's a little tricky, and I'll walk you through it. So when you hold the A or X button, this will start, and it starts to go bright red. The brighter it is, the harder it will be for you to continue. So what I suggest, because you will not be able to get the amount of time that I got there, is steal one item at a time. So go do it again, wait for it to get to like at least 10 seconds, then go get another, get the groshens. That's all we need. Like, I'm getting extra time so I can do 2 or more items, and I'm still cutting it very close, but make sure you always get out before the time ends or he will catch you. Now if you are new to this and you're most likely going to fail, what you can do is just hit start and save and exit, Just in case you fail, you can back out of the game, cheese it a little, and then do it again. All right, and so you're right back here as if nothing has happened. So you can just keep doing this and keep stealing one item. Make sure the clock goes to like at least 8 seconds. Steal the thing, one thing, right? Because as you steal, the time reduces. Then come back to the door, press A, and you can keep on going. You can keep on rinsing and repeating away. Now, go ahead, get these keys as well. You can get this if you want, but you won't have this much time. So just get one item and do it over and over again. And then right here, look, now you can just unlock it. You don't need to pick it. So if you unlock it, there's a lot you can pick out here, some valuable items. And then come out, close the door. Always make sure you close the door after you. I believe you can now open this as well. Sift through it if there's anything good, like these 2 items are worth it. Leave the rest, it's not worth it. You don't have that much capacity, so don't steal too many items at this point. Now you've got about 400 or some groshens from that guy. Just come outside and now we wait again. So come out here. Greet the guards because they like it when you greet them. And your reputation goes up and you're going to need the reputation. All right, so while you're here, just like I said, skip time, go all the way up to, let's just say 9, and the guy will be up, and you can go and now buy pebbles from him. So go to him and talk to him and just get pebbles. Now, haggle with him. I got him from 135, but that's because he was offering me 150 on my playthrough. Now he's doing 160, so I'm not sure how much you can get him for. Maybe 140, 145, but haggle, always haggle, and don't be too harsh because they'll get annoyed and then they're not going to sell it to you. But get pebbles. So now you've got pebbles. Now the reason why I said get pebbles and pebbles only is not just because of nostalgia or emotional value or anything like that. Pebbles is a brilliant horse. I almost said dog. See, you have to ride Pebble manually. So you can't see how here you can do follow path. This is auto riding. See, I'm not doing anything and the horse is riding. This does not count. So you have to manually, so you have to stop following and manually ride Pebbles for 35 kilometers, or is it miles? I'm not entirely sure. And once you do that, as you can see, you'll get this perk called Good Old Pebbles. Once you get Good Old Pebbles, look how good this horse becomes. Look at the stats of this horse. 227 stamina, 413 capacity. Now his capacities, I believe 313. Yeah, I've got a plus 100 buff, which comes from saddlebags. So if you get, you can get different kind of saddlebags, which increase the capacity as well. But 313 is pretty good as well. His speed goes to 52, which is ridiculous. His courage goes to 15. I've got a buff of 15 as well, so he's at 30. So you've got a fantastic horse. Let me show you the value of this horse. If you inspect this horse, look at the value of this horse. These are the base stats of this horse, 4,870. And how much did you pay for it? Well, I paid 135. I don't know how much you will end up paying for it, but 160 max. You cannot pay more than 160, right? 160 for a 4,870, almost 5K horse. That's ridiculous. Now you have got your horsey, we can move on to doing bigger and better things. You've got a bit of groshens, you've got your horse. Now, the next thing we'll do is work on our combat a little bit. So you would have talked to Bar already, and she told you about Tomcat. Tomcat is in this area. So you're in Samin right here. Let's zoom out a little. He's in the Nomad camp. He'll be marked with an A. I've already completed that. But it's this area right here, Combat Arena. But there's another thing that you can do while doing this as well. This horse trader right here. This is a special kind of horse handler. His name is Milikai. So mark this spot. And let's do something. So go back to the stables and steal a horse. Now make sure when you're stealing a horse, make sure it's a horse that is not over 500 in value. And I'll show you once we get to Milikai why that is. So once you've stolen the horse, make sure nobody's on the road right here and ride the horse as fast as you can out of here so nobody sees you and onto these fields right here. And then from here, because nobody will be in these fields, go dash across this path. Once you come all the way out here, Then you can follow this road all the way up to the marker which you have set. Now, the reason why you don't want to follow this road, which you can just easily do from here this way through the town, is because the townspeople will recognize the horse which you've stolen and they will report you. They're a bunch of snitches, all right? So you need to at least come over to this area, which you can do by going through these fields all the way over here, and then follow the road. It'll take you all the way to Malachi. So let's go to Malachi. And another tip is not to do this at night. See, now when you get here at night, Malachi is nowhere to be found. And you're going to say, well, I can just time travel, right? Move the time. Well, go ahead and do that. I'll show you as an example. Well, there you go. The horse is nowhere to be found. So yeah, it's not a good idea to do this at night. So do it during the day. He'll be right here next to this cart. Now, you're going to have to talk to him first because it's the first time you're meeting him. So talk to him. He'll do all the dialogues and everything, build a good reputation, and he'll tell you that he sells horses on the black market, this, that, and the other. Then, basically, get on the horse and back that thing up, because this guy, sometimes this black market horse option will appear, and sometimes it won't if you're too far. So just shove that horse right up his pizzle, whatever that means, and then talk to him, and you'll have this horse trading option, and then he'll have acquire or sell. Do not acquire, because like I said, at this point in your gameplay, in your playthrough, Pebbles is a crap horse. I understand that, but trust, okay? He will become an absolute beast if you keep riding him. So don't acquire him, instead sell him. Now here's why I said don't get a horse that is too high in value, because you're just wasting him. These horses will not respawn, keep that in mind. And this guy only has 370, less than 400 every single time. So you cannot sell him a horse that is too expensive, because he doesn't have the money to afford him. He's always going to give you 370 or whatever his budget is, max that much. So getting him a horse that's 1,000, 2,000 is a waste. Like I said, these horses do not respawn, and if they do, it takes a very long time, because in my gameplay, the horses that I've sold to him haven't yet respawned. Of course, I haven't played too much of the game so far. So now you can sell the horse to him, and now you've made a few extra groshens, which is great. After you do that, now go to Tomcat, and Tomcat will walk you through these different tutorials. Learn different techniques and combos and all this from him, and also he will teach you Master Strike. Now, if you played KCD1, you know what Master Strike is, but in this game, Master Strike is a little different, so you will want to learn that for sure, even if you have played KCD1. Now, the way you will learn that is if you actually beat him in a duel. Now, at this point, you are going to be a very low-level player, so you're probably not going to beat him. So what you need to do is basically just keep training with him and do practice training so that you don't get too hurt, because once you get hurt, if you want to patch yourself up, that costs groshens, and at this point you want to save as much as you can. That's the whole point of this video, right? So try to defend as much as you can and try to attack whenever there's an opening. Just a little tip, do not attack him in the opposite direction where he's holding the sword. That's basically how you do Master Strike in this game. So you have to attack while he's attacking, but in the opposite direction than he's attacking. So if he's attacking from the left side, you have to attack from the right side, and he'll perform a Master Strike, but that'll only happen if you learn Master Strike. And if he's attacking from the top, you gotta do the bottom. If he's doing bottom, you gotta do top, right, left, right, and so on and so forth. So a little tip in attacking him, do not attack him on the left side if you see his sword in the right side, because he knows how to Master Strike and he will F you up. So once you level up, I want to say to about level 10, go ahead and challenge him at this point. At this point, you can challenge him and beat him. Once you beat him, he'll teach you Master Strike, and he explains it really well, and he gives you plenty of opportunity to practice it as well. So practice it, keep practicing it, and once you learn that, you can keep going back to him as many times as you want. As you can see now further into the game, I no longer have the A symbol, but I do have Combat Arena, so you can go to him at any point in the game and practice with him and level up your guys. So do that for hours, grind it out, and suck every little fiber out of his being. Pause. Grind it out and level up your guy, because that's very important. So now you've got groshens, you've got a horse, you're pretty skilled in combat. Now you need to get some armor, some gear, some clothes. So I'm going to have you come back to Troskowitz. Same thing. And you need to do this in the nighttime. So you remember that hut that I showed you? I actually found this when I was trying to cheese my way through this game. And so go to that hut. And like I said, everything you do at this point, do it on Pebbles, because you need to get to that 35 miles mark on your horse so you can upgrade Pebbles. So do everything, all the travelings. Do not fast travel. Do not auto follow the path. Don't do any of that. Manually ride Pebbles everywhere you go, right? So come here to the hut, and go in there and sleep all the way until midnight. Like I said, midnight is the point where pretty much everybody sleeps other than the guards. The guards are awake 24/7. So go ahead and sleep all the way past, a little past 24 hours or 12 o'clock or midnight or whatever you want to call it. Keep an eye on your nutrition and stuff like that too. So like my nutrition is 77, so I'm going to quickly feed my guy. You might not have anything to munch on, but yeah, feed him. And always at night have a torch, because the guards will annoy you. Now, you can also come here and basically, there are 3 sets of costumes you can make. So I have one where I'm basically naked, and the reason behind that is because the noise is 0. Now, because we're doing this at night, the visibility and all the other stuff does not matter. It can be as high as it wants. Nobody's going to notice you because everybody's asleep, other than the guards, but we're not going to go close to the guards, so they're not going to see us anyways. Just get the visibility to 0. I have a sword, but you don't even need a sword. I have it just in case things go south and I do need sword, but do keep torch as you need to see, because see, you can't see, and also if a guard sees you out here, they will stop you. So come over here. All right, so on the map we're basically going to this house right here. All right, this place where the scribe is, but the back side of it, right? And you can see it over here. So that's the main sort of big building where the scribe is, and there's the other building right here, and I believe there's a guard over here. He's almost always here, so that's how you know you've got the right building. He's right there. So come over here, crouch, and walk slowly. Make sure nobody's... Oh, there's a guard right there, so wait for that guard to pass. Hide in the bushes. So there's nobody here. Let's see if that guard has... Oh, another one is coming over here. Lovely jubbly. Hide in the bushes. So always be on the lookout for guards. And now come over here, come to the stairs, slowly, don't go full speed, slowly, because there are people sleeping up here. It'll say you're in a private area, cool, don't care. There's a guard right here, you need to rob him. I've already shown you how to pickpocket. Get as close as you can without touching him because you don't want to wake him up, and rob him. Again, you don't need to get this much time because you're not going to be able to do it. Like I can do all 30 seconds, you will not be able to do it. You can just do it one by one, and make sure you get all the keys. Focus on the keys, all right? You can get groshens. If you have time like I do, you can get other stuff too, but for you, you should only be focusing on the keys, all right? And then come back here to the door, and you have successfully pickpocketed, all right? So the keys now lead to this. You can open this, and this has all of this stuff. It has groshens and stuff like this. You can transfer it all. If you hold the A or X key, you can transfer it all, right? So you've got some weapons and stuff like that as well, but this is not that important. Let me show you something else that will take your start game to the next level. Go down the stairs and go here. Again, make sure there are no guards over here. So when you come to this door, you're supposed to go over to that door, all right? Make your way over to that door. You already got the key, so don't worry about it. You can just open it. There you go, open it. Again, remember, once you open the door, close it after you so nobody can spot you from the outside. You've got the key to this chest. Open it. Now, this has amazing stuff. Just transfer it all. You will be over encumbered because it's a lot of stuff. Don't care, okay? Do not care one bit. Close the door. Come out here. Now, this next part, what you can do here is cheese it and save and exit and yay, right? And then continue the game again. This next part is very, very important. Now, of course, you can save using save your schnapps as well, which is very quick, but you won't have schnapps at this point. So that's why I'm basically trying to do this how you would do it, and you won't have schnapps available to you at this point. So you come here to this place, all right? This is the building you come to. You're going to be very slow at this point because you're carrying a lot of stuff, but it's okay. You've already got the key to this door. Just open it up. Slow and steady wins the race. All right, forget everything else. Come up these stairs, all right? Go up here. And this guy right here, Scribe Gable or whatever, this guy, rob him. All right, and particularly get his keys. Again, you can just get one item at a time. You don't have to get everything. Just get one item like that. Rob him again. Go get another item, right? The keys in this case.
What?
And if you mess it up like that, guess what? We've saved the game, right? So quit the game and restart and cheese it. So see, I touched the guy. That was a mistake that I made. I bumped into him. So make sure you're close enough, but not too close that you bump into the guy. All right, so when you load back in the game, you're going to be in that exact spot where you saved. So make your way through. Also, do keep an eye on the time. If it's getting close to that 5 mark, as you can see it's circled, that sunrise, that's when people start waking up. So if it's getting close to that, don't risk it, but come up here to the scribe. Do not touch him. Get close, but do not touch him. And get his keys. Focus on his keys, all right? So grab his keys. If you can grab both the sets, that'll be perfect. Forget everything else. It's not worth your time. You got the keys. You are now DJ Khaled because you've got the keys. Anyways, now you leave this place because his stuff, the valuable stuff, the real goods, the good goods, oh, come on, dude, is in a different area, which you need to access from the outside. So close the door and come up here. Make sure there are no guards around. And this door, now you can unlock. The reason why you need the keys is because even though these are easy, you'll be making a lot of noise and you'll wake people up. And that's a nuisance, right? So close the door as always. And now you got this place to rob, which has all these things. You have, I believe, this, which has a lot of things. Which has 50 groshens. There you go. And soap is pretty valuable as well. You might want to get it. Then you have this, which has all the books, right? And look at the groshens. 300 and some groshens, as well as all these books. Transfer them all and get out of here. You'll be very slow, very, very slow, but that's all right because it's all worth it. Close the door and pretend as if nothing happened. There's a guard right there. Just stay. Do not move. All right, he left. What happened? Oh, no, he's back. Ew, so do not let him spot you, all right? Always be on the lookout for the guards. All right, now let's go through that area again. Is the guard gone? Yeah, the guard's gone. You can stand up a little at this point. By the way, when you are over encumbered like this, that's actually a good thing as well, because you will be gaining strength and vitality as you're just walking, just from simply walking over encumbered. So go all the way over there, walk to your horse. At this point, you should do 2 things. One is that you should transfer most of your stuff to the horse and then come over here to this hut and sleep for as long as you can, because the things that you have stolen are still stolen, and so you cannot sell it. So you need to pass as much time as possible. Now, that's the max amount I can sleep at the moment. Fine, no problem whatsoever. Just fast forward time. Nobody's gonna come for you in this hut. Even if they suspect that you have stolen something, they will not come to this place at all. And you can check your inventory and see if the stuff is stolen. As you can see, most of the stuff is no longer stolen. Yeah, look, the books, everything. Now, another thing you can do instead of just fast forwarding time is actually read the books and study it, because when you're studying the books, time will pass. You need time to do that. So study the books as much as you can, then go to sleep after you study the books. So at some point, you're not going to be able to study more. Go to sleep as much as you can, and then wake up and study. Sleep, study. Keep doing that until you've read all the books and until you get to the point where you have gotten everything that you could from the books and the game and everything. Then just fast forward time to, let's just say 10. Nothing is now stolen. You've read the books. You've leveled up your guy. You're in great position. Now just walk out here and go to that trader. Remember, you've got so many items that trader might actually not be able to buy everything from you in one go. So you might have to make a couple of trips before you will empty everything onto the trader. Now, of course, you don't actually have to just go to this guy. What you can do is sell the clothes. If you've stolen any clothes, you can sell those clothes to the tailor. There's a tailor in this town. If you have herbs and stuff, you can sell that to the apothecary. I think there's also the carpenter who will buy like axes and stuff like that from you. So just come here, sell him all this stuff, trade, go to sell. And as you can see, he still doesn't have enough money. So he's got 0, right? Trader 0. So when you sell him all this stuff, it'll go down to 0. And then you go and sleep and pass time. And then you come back and sell him all this stuff. And then you keep repeating this until until you've sold everything. Now, if there are a lot of good stuff in there, first and foremost, make sure you put on all the good items so you have great armor at this point, and then sell everything else. So now you've got armor, now you've got groshens, now you've got experience, your players leveled up, you've got a horse, you've got everything except the invitations to the wedding. So what you need to do is to get those invitations. Now, in order to get those invitations, you need to get to Takov, go to the blacksmith, he'll give you the tasks, and he'll also teach you how to craft swords and stuff, which is very important, how to make swords and how to repair swords and stuff like that, which is very important because early on in the game you want to save as much money as possible. And if you can repair stuff yourself and forge your own swords and stuff like that, that'll save you a lot of groshens. So it's very important you learn from him, and he obviously gives you the chest and the bed as well, which is very, very important. Now, speaking of beds and chests, basically any town you go to, they'll have a tavern, and in that tavern you can talk to the innkeeper and you can ask them, can I spend a night here? Now, when you press a night, it'll then ask you a second question, which is, do you want to spend a night or multiple nights? Always select multiple nights, because that means that room or bed or hay or whatever, sometimes it's just hay, that's all it is now yours forever. So you pay like 100 or 120, which is a lot more than paying for one night, but it's done. That's your place for the entirety of this game. And like I said, most of those beds come with connected, linked chests. So if you're over encumbered, you have too much stolen goods and you don't want to walk around with stolen goods, you stuff them into your chests until they're no longer stolen, and then you sell them or use them or whatever it is. Now, another thing that you should know about stolen goods is also, if you've stolen it in Truskavitz, which you have, you can go to other towns like this town, however the hell you say this name, or Samine, or any other town, and sell them there. Those goods are not going to be treated as stolen. They'll only be treated as stolen in Truskavitz. Do keep that in mind. So you can always go to other towns and sell stolen goods as regular goods. Now, the second part of the wedding invitation is, in my opinion, more important than the first, which is Miller Krezik, or whatever, however you say his name. He's going to be over here, and once again, you can actually Miller Krazel or something like that. You can get a room here as well, so you can talk to him about the innkeeper about the room and get a room over there as well. But when you go to the Miller, there are two things you can do here. You can ask him for fighting. They've got a combat arena and you can fight people unarmed, so you can level your guy up that way, and you can indefinitely fight, same way as Tomcat. So you can level up your fighting, especially unarmed fighting, as much as you like. Second thing, arguably more important thing, is you can learn pickpocketing and lockpicking from this guy, and that will obviously increase your thievery skills by a lot. Now, once you do, and you can keep doing this over and over again, and each time you do this, stealth takeouts, pickpocketing, or lockpicking, you can do these three things with this guy. And you can just keep doing it over and over again, and each time you do it, you do get XP, so you keep leveling up. There is a limit on it, however, so you should just do it as many times as it will allow you until you reach the limit, and then after that, you can move on with your game. So at this point, I think you will be pretty set. Your player will be a higher level than before. You'll have more groshens. You've got armor. You know how to repair swords and forge swords and armor and so on and so forth. You know how to fight now. You've got a really good horse if you've ridden them for 35 miles or more. You're basically set. Now, just play the game the way you want, and it should be smooth sailing. I'll give you some bonus tips before we call it quits. I've been talking for way too long already. Always be on the lookout for nests. There are so many nests around the map. Try to crouch. Whenever you crouch and hold RB on Xbox or R1 on PlayStation, you will throw a rock. Now, you can use like bow and arrow, but at this point you will not have a bow and arrow. And even if you did manage to steal one, I would not recommend using a bow and arrow, because you will not always hit on the first attempt, so you will be losing arrows. So in order to not lose arrows, use rocks instead. Now, rocks are unlimited, so you don't need to worry about missing on that.
Stop that.
Second tip I'll give you with the nest is, when you hit the nest, make sure you keep your eyes locked on the nest, because those stupid nests will roll and keep rolling, and sometimes they'll roll so far away from you that all hopes of ever finding that is lost. Now, the reason why I'm asking you to keep an eye out for the nests is because sometimes you'll get lockpicks in the nests, sometimes you'll get eggs, and sometimes you'll find crafting materials like shiny metal materials. So you'll find a lot of valuable materials in the nest. So that's why keep a lookout on it. Another thing I would say is, all the herbs that you pick, find a drying rack and dry them right away. That way they will not go bad. that they'll be with you forever. All the foods, dry them or smoke them, it'll increase their shelf life. Whenever you have a chance, dry away. And I mentioned this before as well. I'm going to mention it one more time because it's very important. Find an amazing saddle, put it on your horse. Trust me, your horse will carry so much more. And there are horse races in the game as well. If you do those horse races, you'll get items for your horse like saddles and brittles and stuff like that, which will make your horse even better than getting the good old Pebbles perks. So you can definitely increase Pebbles perks way more. So you can actually make Pebbles the best overall horse in the game, meaning fast, carrying capacity, stamina, everything more than any other horse. You can definitely make him like that. Make use of the grindstones as much as you can. Make use of laundry spots, the soap that I showed you earlier, which we stole. It's important. You need that to wash your clothes. And there's also a couple of perks. Let me show you actually. And there are a couple of perks that I think you should definitely get. First one is in the main level. It's called Opportunist. Now, the reason why you want this instead of the other one, which is Charming Man. So you can either have Charming Man or Opportunist. See, if you have a successful skill check, you will gain reputation regardless of whether you have Charming Man or not. But if you fail, which you will, most definitely, you need this because you don't want your reputation to fall by too much when you fail. So this Opportunist is way more valuable than Charming Man. In strength, get Pack Mule as soon as you can, and then strong as Bull, as that'll increase your overall carrying capacity, and that's very important early in the game. Now, this right here in Vitality next to Godliness. So when you wash at a tub, you basically gain your health back, and you'll heal 25% faster when you're sleeping. So this is a really good perk to have. Another one is Well Dressed. This is very important as well, because in this game, the way you're dressed and the cleanliness of your player is very important. People in this world are extremely judgmental. They are IRL as well, so I guess it's pretty realistic. And then Revenant. This is a later one, but get Revenant 1 and 2 because this will come in very handy, especially if you like to get into fights, because your health will auto regenerate by 50 points. Now, for the stolen goods, there is a perk called Hustler, which makes it easier for you to sell stolen goods. But I mean, I've shown you a way around that, so you don't really need to worry about this one. Now, in Alchemy, you should definitely go for Secret of Matter. So every time you successfully brew a potion, you get 1 extra. Now, there's Secret Matter 2 as well, which means you get 2 extra. So for 1 potion that you brew, you basically get 3 total potion. You brewed 1, but you got 3. This is amazing. Definitely get this. Now, in Craftsmanship, Razor Sharp is one that you can get immediately if you level up just 1 level. And as you can see, if you sharpen a weapon on the grindstone to a condition of 98% or higher, the weapon gains a bonus effect that increases its slashing damage by 10%. The effect remains active as long as the weapon's condition stays above 75. So don't let it get below 75. Go back to the grindstone and do it. And also thorough maintenance is pretty self-explanatory. I would recommend this perk for your horse, which is Head Start. If you double tap the L, basically the sprint button, when you're stationary, your horse is stationary, the horse will go so quickly for 10 seconds only, but so quick. It's incredible. It's faster than any horse with any sort of gear on. It is ridiculous. And if you get Head Start too, the same thing will happen. It'll be even faster than before, but during those 10 seconds, your horse will not lose stamina either. So it makes your horse so OP. Head Start, I think, is absolutely amazing. Final Stretch is another one that just takes it to another level. If you want to race, these are the ones to get. Ride Like the Wind is another one, but you also need these to get out of tricky situations. If you are outnumbered by bandits and you need to get out of there, you need these. So those are just some of the perks that you should get first. You should get all of them, of course, and you will eventually. And once you get these perks, like I said, do keep an eye on your nutrition. Dry your meats so they last longer. Cook raw foods. Another tip I would give you is never ever carry so many items that it is close to your max capacity. The reason behind that is because there will be numerous different quests where you are required. It's a requirement for you to drink. And when you drink, your capacity, your carrying capacity lowers. That means you'll become over encumbered, which means you will not be able to sprint. Now, there are certain missions where you do need to sprint to get out of a situation that you don't want to be in, and you will not be able to do it. And it is basically going to make you want to pull your hair out. I have been through it. I'm telling you, do not get caught up in that situation. There are missions where you'll fall off cliffs and you'll lose stats that way, or you'll get drunk, or something will happen. And it happens in it happens in a lot of different quests. So please use those chests that I told you about. Keep as many items in there as possible. Sell items if you don't need them. Only keep whatever you have and make use of your horse as much as possible. That's pretty much it. I've been talking for a very long time. I've taken a lot of your time, and if any of these things were helpful to you, do drop a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, because I'll be making other videos such as these as well about other games, not just this. I'll be making about this as well as other games. And also do let me know if there's certain things that I missed out on that you think would come in handy for the newcomers. newcomers to this franchise. It is a fantastic game. I'm absolutely loving it, and I wish more and more people would play it because trust me, the Warhorse Studio have knocked it out of the park, and I love it. You can really tell that they've put their heart and soul into this game, that they were really passionate about this project. And it wasn't just another game, they actually cared. And whenever that happens, you can see it in the game, and it's so much fun and it's amazing. And I'm so glad I got a chance to play this game. And if you haven't picked up this game yet, what are you in for? Pick it up. Easily, this is going to be at least a contender for Game of the Year, if not Game of the Year. That all depends on GTA 6, let's be honest. If GTA 6 is released this year, then all bets are off. But until that moment, this game is a pretty good one. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, keep gaming, gamers.